You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. A routine traffic stop here in Pahrump on Tuesday, April 8th led to the arrest of an unidentified man after deputies discovered he was using false identification. And News 25 has this story.
An unidentified man was arrested here in Pahrump on Tuesday, April 8th after deputies say he was caught using false identification and displaying a fictitious registration during a traffic stop. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office, a patrol deputy observed a white Dodge Neon traveling slowly with their hazard lights on Highway 160 just south of Bella Vista. The deputy noted that the vehicle was displaying what appeared to be a fake Nevada temporary place card and initiated a traffic stop. The driver, only described as a Hispanic male, claimed he did not speak English and acted as if he did not understand the deputy's questions. After stepping out of the vehicle, he reportedly provided a California driver's license and ID photo, which both belonged to someone else. A records check revealed that the name and information given was associated with a different individual and a different vehicle. The suspect later showed deputies an altered Mexican identification document and had no valid ID of his own. After further questioning, he admitted to knowing that the registration card that was placed on the Dodge Neon was fake and both the driver's license and California ID were fraudulent. The man was arrested and booked into the Nye County Detention Center under the name John Doe due to the inability of confirming his identity. He faces multiple charges, including driving without a valid driver's license, operating a vehicle without valid proof of insurance, displaying a fictitious registration on a vehicle, possessing another person's identification information, and obstructing a public officer by providing false information.
More news now. A Tesla cyber truck became the target of vandalism in downtown Henderson on Monday evening, leading to the arrest of one individual. This event adds to a series of recent attacks on Tesla vehicles across the country. And here is what News 25 knows so far.
A Las Vegas man has been arrested following a vandalism incident involving a Tesla Cybertruck in downtown Henderson on Monday evening. According to the Henderson Police Department, officers were dispatched to the 100 block of Water Street just before 6:30 p.m. on April 7th in response to a report of vandalism. Upon arrival, they discovered a Cybertruck had been defaced with a swastika and the word Nazi edged into the exterior of the vehicle. Police identified the suspect as 21-year-old Charles Griffith. He has been taken into custody and booked on one count of injuring or tampering with a vehicle. Authorities say this investigation is still ongoing.
Well, as part of our original Aviation Nation coverage at Nellis Air Force Base, our News 25 Clark County correspondent Maria Centers now joins us for the final segment of our WASP Legacy Soars on Special.
Women Air Force Service pilots, better known as WASPs, began their female flying formation efforts back in 1942, officially banding together on August 5, 1943, ready to help out in any aerial way they could. During our coverage of Aviation Nation 2025, we met WASP Direct Descendant U.S. Air Force Pilot Major Hannah Venom Gilpatrick, who offered an inside account into her grandmother's airborne powers and what it took to get her there. Here's part 2 of our WASP Legacy Soars on Special.
What I'm doing today is I'm recreating this picture of my grandma. This is my grandma here. I'll let you take a shot of that here in a minute. So I'm wearing her hat. This was the day that she soloed the PT-17 Stearman, as you can see there. That was June 1st, 1944. It was an open cockpit, which is why they wore this hat and the goggles, so that way they could see and it wouldn't be too cold. She's also wearing these like little moccasin loafer things. They wanted to be comfortable. Since they were a secret program in the military, they weren't directly in the military, they were still civilians, so they had to provide a lot of their own stuff. The things that were provided to them were these oversized jumpsuit things. They called them zoot suits back in the day. So that's just a coverall uniform to keep their clothes clean. But they didn't have women's sizes of coveralls, so they were all really baggy.
How did your grandmother transition to the civilian world after WASP was disbanded?
So she was pretty disappointed at first, but it meant that the war was winding down, and so they weren't needed anymore. But she gained some really great skills that she took forward for the rest of her life, and she gained an amazing sisterhood that she was very well connected with until the day that she died. She loved flying. Flying was her passion. After the WASP got disbanded in 1944, she was the last class to graduate. She finished up her time in the military instructing, and then went on to become a civilian flight instructor, which is where she met her husband. He was one of her students, but I don't think he finished the training. He went on to own a construction business, and she went on to own the first female-owned air taxi business in Indiana. She's got some great stories about picking up parts from the Caterpillar factory and flying them to the construction zone and landing on the already finished road to deliver critical parts to the construction equipment that my grandpa was working on the road with.
Did she get to see you in this capacity?
So she has always inspired me to be in the Air Force. She was able to come to my Air Force Academy graduation and my pilot training graduations. She was a really big part of that. But she passed about 6 years ago and hasn't seen me doing any sort of the reenactment stuff. I started doing this to remember her legacy and keep carrying that forward so that people don't forget that this was a really cool program. And this is where we stand on the shoulders of giants, and she was one of those giants.
The WASP pilot training program received 1,074 graduates who flew at 126 bases nationwide, while 38 died in their service, with 11 in training and 27 during missions. As always, on behalf of everyone here at KPVM Television, thank you so much for your service. Reporting from Las Vegas, I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
Great job, Maria. Thank you. Lots of local stories coming up. Sports, weather. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25 on this Wednesday. I'm Chris Palermo. Get ready, sports fans. Mikey Rohan is here to break down the latest in hockey, baseball, so much more, from thrilling goals on the ice to home runs on the diamond. Mikey's got all the highlights and insights you need. Let's take a look.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV. And now on Roku devices, Vegas Golden Knights in Colorado on Tuesday, taking on the Avalanche. First period, Colorado on the power play. Riley Smith over to William Karlsson with a shorty. It's your birthday. 1-0, bring it in. On to the second period, Braden McNabb from the top with a wrister. 2-0. Still in the second period. Avs on the power play. Schmidt kept it out. Or did he? The play is under review.
Nichushkin will come over the top and just chip this loose puck right here.
Whether whistle goes or not, because of the human element, the time between when the save is made and when the whistle gets to the referee's mouth, there is going to be a delay. So they're going to have to determine that that puck crossed the goal line before it was fully into his mitt.
On further video review, the puck is in the goalkeeper's glove, crosses the line, we have a goal.
Nichushkin makes it 2-1. Time dwindling down in the second period. Jimmy Vesey's ties it up. Nothing happening in the third period. Nothing happening in overtime. This game is going to
a shootout.
The deadline acquisition from Boston. Charlie Coyle. Coyle scores to win the shootout for the Avs.
Avs win 3-2. Next up for the Golden Knights, they welcome the Seattle Kraken on Thursday. The Las Vegas Aviators beat the El Paso Chihuahuas 11-7. They had a rematch today. I'll let Chris tell you the score. Nevada residents can now purchase tickets to the 2025 Formula One Heineken Las Vegas Grand Prix ahead of the general public, as the event's locals-only pre-sale opened on Monday. Tickets start at $50 for single-day pass in the Flamingo Zone, with 3-day packages beginning at $400. The lowest prices of the year are available now, with prices expected to increase closer to the race weekend. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. And if you're looking to take the next big step toward your future, Great Basin College has an exciting opportunity just for you. News 25 spoke with the Southern Nevada Regional GBC recruiter, Tiffany Ross, for the details.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Ross from Great Basin College. I'm here to let you know about an event we have coming up on Monday, April 14th. We have the Choose GBC event from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. We've got a food truck, games. You can apply to the college. You can enroll in classes. You can ask questions of faculty and staff. This is your opportunity to get to know your local community college, Great Basin College. Also, during the day, April 14th, if you're interested in health sciences, we're going to have health science professionals from all over Pahrump presenting information about their industries, what it's like to work in the health sciences, and that's going from about 9:30 in the morning until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It will repeat twice. So if you just want to pop in, you want to talk a little bit to our health science faculty, or maybe learn more about what it's like to work in a hospital, this is your opportunity to ask questions and get to know the people doing the real world work. These are in-demand professions in our region, so I highly recommend taking a look at it if you're undecided as a student, or maybe if you want to level up in your career. And just a fun fact, Great Basin College has about 40% of its students are non-traditional. That means they are adults who went back to school. So it's never too late to learn, and there's a lot of opportunities for you right here in town. Another fun fact, we are the best nursing program in the state with a 100% pass rate on the licensing exams. That is unheard of, and it's right here out your back door. Something to be proud of and something to come and learn about at Great Basin College this Monday, April 14th.
And coming up this weekend, Donna's Studio of Dance proudly presents Moana Jr., featuring the Wayfinders on stage. Catch this vibrant musical adventure at Pahrump Valley High School with performances starting Friday, April 11th through Sunday, April 13th.
The spirit of adventure is coming to the stage this weekend as Donna's Studio of Dance proudly presents Moana Jr., a musical adaptation of the beloved 2016 Disney animated film. Titled The Wayfinders on Stage, this vibrant production will feature local youth performers bringing the story of Moana to life through song, dance, and theatrical magic. Performances will take place at Pahrump Valley High School on Friday, April 11th at 7 p.m., Saturday, April 12th at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m., and Sunday, April 13th at 1 p.m. Audiences can expect stunning choreography, colorful costumes, and a talented cast of young performers as they sail across the stage in search of their identity, courage, and purpose, just like Moana herself. Tickets are available online, and for more information, you can contact Donna's Studio of Dance or visit the QR code provided on the screen.
Well, the Las Vegas Songwriters Festival is coming to Mandalay Bay this August, and will we catch up on one of the artists that are going to be there? You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. The Las Vegas Songwriters Festival is coming to Mandalay Bay August 21st through the 24th. Here's Mikey Ruhan with the details.
The Las Vegas Songwriters Festival is coming to Mandalay Bay August 21st to the 24th. 300 number one hits, 100 live performances, and 50 world-renowned songwriters, including Bill Montana, Jim McCormick, Paul Overstreet, and many more. News 25 and Ace Country Radio had the honor of speaking with Dean Dillon, who has written 11 number one hits for George Strait. He also wrote the song Tennessee Whiskey. What would you say, like, the 5 songs that you would want to be remembered by?
The Five song?
Yeah.
I know two of them.
Which are those?
No, I obviously Tennessee Whiskey, and then a song Kenny Chesney recorded called A Lot of Things Different that I got to write with Bill Anderson. And then The Chair, Oceanfront, Miami, Homecoming 63. All that stuff with George was just such a blessing.
Check out the full interview on Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on Ace Country Radio.
All righty, looking forward to that. Up next, we're heading over to Never Forgotten Animal Society, where Pat Lemming joins News 25 to talk about an absolutely adorable cat with a big personality who's looking for his forever home. Trust us, you don't want to miss this furry little star.
Hi everyone, this is Pat with Never Forgotten Animal Society at 3091 North David Street in the north part of Pahrump off of Bella Vista Boulevard. I have the pleasure of having right now with me a cat by the name of Little Boy. He is approximately 5 years old. He is a very loving, sweet, wonderful boy. He wants to be held, he wants to be cuddled, he wants to be on your shoulder, if not your head, anytime he can. Right now he's a little skittish because he's out of his normal environment. But he's a very wonderful cat. He has been neutered. He's got all of his vaccinations, his rabies certificate, and his microchip. He's available for adoption here at Never Forgotten Animal Society Monday through Sunday from 10 until 5 every day. No appointment necessary. You're more than welcome to come on in and meet any of our animals. We have age ranges from very, very young to, several years old, up to 8, 9 years old animals here. So if you're interested in a companion, come on by. We do offer a 20% discount for any of our military or emergency personnel people. It's our way of saying thank you for your service. So come on in and meet any of our animals. To adopt a cat, it's $150, and that includes everything. Spay, neuter, microchip, all of their vaccinations and rabies certificates. We can be reached at 775-537-8674, Monday through Sunday from 10 until 5. We look forward to meeting you.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And that's Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam right here in Pahrump. And the temperatures were rising today, just like the stock market. You knew it was coming. 90 in Pahrump, mid-90s in the city. Will it continue? Forecast is up next.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios, and taking a look at Nevada right now. Up in northern Nevada, currently seeing 78 degrees. Fallon is 1 degree higher at 79. Carson City is at 75, so is Tonopah. They're both at 75 degrees today. Goldfield is at 77 degrees, Beatty's at 86, Amargosa at 92, Las Vegas 1 degree lower at 91 degrees, and Death Valley is at 101 degrees. But here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, it is currently 87 degrees. The high today was 89 with sunny skies. The wind was blowing south-southwest at 8 miles per hour, humidity 12%, and the sun rose this morning at 6:18 and is setting tonight at 7:12 p.m. The humidity raises up to 19% tonight, and the wind continues to blow east-southeast at 5 miles per hour. The low tonight is going to be 62 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We are seeing some pretty high temperatures here in the next few days, but then it drops down for a brief little while and goes back up. Tomorrow on Thursday is going to be 91 degrees, on Friday 92, back into the 80s during the weekend, 87 on Saturday and 86 on Sunday, Monday 85, and then all the way down to 83 next Tuesday, but back up to 85 on Wednesday. So make sure to stay hydrated and wear your sunscreen because it's getting pretty hot and we don't want to get sunburned or dehydrated. Back to the desk, here's Chris.
All right, Miss Rosell, looking really good there. I love the 90s, a great decade for music. And those temperatures look pretty good, too. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight at News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.